Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is DevTales, where we are going to be working on our SCAR system for playing as Pokemon, Digimon, Monsters from Monster Hunter, and much more. It is available for open playtest on our Discord as well as at itch.io. So please go take a look at it and let us know what you think. For now, though, let's go ahead and bring up the main screen here. We are currently using the TF Talkies today because, well, mostly give you guys something to play with while working and discussing and brainstorming and all that stuff. And Dux is wasting no time going for Hunter.
Do you expect anything less?
Maybe, but probably not. Alright, so first things first, for today, the plan is to work on brainstorming for our magic system. This thing has been in the works for way too freaking long, but I'm sure we could finally start to get it all straightened out and set up and organized and all that. We do have a whole bunch of spell traits, though, proposed by Key. So, go ahead.
I apologize in advance, everybody.
I fail to see why you would apologize for this.
Because now they must suffer many pages of my madness.
Alright. So I suppose one of our first things we should probably do is figure out some baselines on some of this.
That would probably be helpful. Like a most basic trait for each of the schools, perhaps. And yes, they are, Zolette, which is why this is such a beast.
Yeah, they're kind of meant to be rather complex. So, one thing that I am thinking with a lot of these is they are going to be basically instant effects. Like the animate undead minion right there at the top. By default, yeah, perfect trait. By default, it's literally just going to do that. It'll animate them, and we'll probably say that they have to continually cast the spell each turn to keep the undead active, unless they put in a time frame for it.
Which would be... that would be under time, or... no, that would be under time, maybe under kinesis.
Chronomancy, yeah.
Oh, kinetics, right. Shape and movement. No, that just makes the spell or target faster or slower. Because movement.
Well, when I was coming up with chronomancy, I was thinking it would also cover um, duration for spells.
Yeah, I have one in chronomancy for that lingering moment. There's also delay. I'm so glad I went through the trouble of making those headers.
Yes, very useful. You know, if I had had a little bit more forethought, I probably would have actually come into this with a plan aside from just looking over all this. Which I am liking what I'm seeing. This is a lot of great stuff to work with. It's just also like, oh, right, I didn't even actually come up with much with a lot of this. Or much of a plan on this.
We forgot to have a sense of direction.
Yeah. For the session tonight, anyways. Because my original plan was basically what you've already done.
I've already apologized twice. I'm not going to do it a third time.
I'd say let's just go ahead and start at the top here and go through these one by one then. Animate undead minion, perfect. Command them, perfect. Decay. Afflict, rapid decay on target.
Decay is one of the ones that is... It's not something I put in there for offensive purposes necessarily. I put it in there as like, oh, you want to decay plant matter or something, or cause something to start deteriorating.
Okay. So it wouldn't be something that would really be effective in battle.
No, not unless it's like a fleshy undead and you're going to like decay it, but that's what rot is for. It defleshes corpses. And if you wanted to go about making something more brittle, time would probably be the better course.
I mean, having several things that essentially have the same end result, but done through different ways, I am perfectly okay with.
I do recall you saying that magic was probably going to have overlap in the schools based on how you are doing the thing.
Yeah, overlap in the schools and, some overlap with moves as well.
Rot, for example, which is further down in the list, could probably also just inflict blight if you used it in a combat sense. Also, just as a reminder, chat, you can also throw out suggestions.
Oh yes, by all means.
Spazietti saying atrophy. which it would be really good, actually. I wonder if atrophy would be better in blood magic.
Probably.
Where are you, blood magic?
There, added a little line at the top there. Because my immediate reaction to some of this is just, okay, so what stats are we going to add to this? And then I kind of was like, no, no. This does not, the decay does not add stats. If you add stats with, like, the power trait.
Yep. I didn't even, like, consider anything for the universal traits like power and range, necessarily. There's more than a few things in kinetics that could technically be universal, I guess, but that's because it's shape and movement.
I suppose we should probably make a generalist, school. Things that are universal, you know? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so... The puppeteer... Yeah, I like that as a spell, or as a trait, because, you know, we want them to be somewhat balanced with companions. And we can always have it be that, or, you know, have a note that, hey, you want a permanent undead companion? Well, here's how you go about doing that.
Yep. And Puppeteer is general enough that you could technically use it to try and wrest command of an active undead that is not your own.
Oh, yes, definitely. Reincarnate's definitely going to be a very expensive one.
I figured, but it had to be under necromancy.
Though I think we're just going to remove the new body, the new part. And I think we might call it resurrection. Because, like, if you want to go as far as I'm concerned, if you want to go the route of giving them a whole new body, go for it. If you want to go the route of just putting them back in their old body, there you go. You know, etc., etc. But it all would fall under the same trait, as far as I'm concerned. It is simply, you're putting a soul into a body.
Fair enough.
Or maybe we could call it something else, actually. Imbue soul!
No, imbuement is under enchantment. We can't use imbue soul.
Fine.
Imbue soul would be putting a soul in an item.
Ooh. That might be fun. Full Metal Alchemist you into a suit of armor? We can arrange that. Rex did a good and got me. Can we play now? Can we play now?
I can feel the trauma exuding from chat, even though no one has said anything.
Do I still have that? I guess not. I used to have an effect, a sound effect for it. Now, the other thing that we should be considering as well is what happens if you have a stronger, like if you upgrade a trait. Because right now the idea is each trait can be upgraded up to 5 times. So, with a rise, that's simple. Upgrades allow stronger minions.
Or more.
I think with, like... So, when you're putting together an actual spell, you can put together multiple... You can reuse words and such. So, like, you could have a rise and just... Arise, 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 arise. And boom, you've got 4 level 1 skeletons. At least that's the way I'm thinking it would work. Keep it more simple, you know?
Yeah. Also, death metal band Necromancer just screaming that. Call the spell skeletal roadies. All it is just a bunch of level 1 skeletons.
Okay, so we know the first spell Fuse is going to pick up.
Oh, but Zin, undead are not looked terribly well upon in the city.
Fair point. Hi, old pal.
It's not that it's inherently evil, per se, to do necromancy. It's just that, please do not disturb those that have come to their eternal slumber.
Just signs a contract with a few people. Hey, would you mind if I use your body to just be a roadie for me?
Boy, do I have an NPC for you.
Oh god.
I made them to be like in the Sisters Club, but they certainly have a trade that makes me think of this.
Absolutely, Ido. He can raise you as many times as he wants. Alright, so Puppeteer. So each one can upgrade up to 5 times. Puppeteer. I'm thinking like. Maybe more complex commands?
I was about to say increasingly advanced commands. Because when you're just starting out, whether you're making, automata, golems, undead, you're only going to be able to give them really simple commands. Like, guard this spot. Or, like, stand here or something. And when you're really advanced, it's basically like programming. Or, for the permanent kind, you could probably give them semi-sentience.
Well, the sentience might come with something else, like mentalism.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
Yeah. Hey, Root Wing Zero. Alright, so Puppeteer upgrades allow more complex commands. Yeah, we should really, I think we'll go ahead. I think with things that have the same effects to each other, I'll probably list them together. Actually. Okay, slight pivot here. While I like the idea of, listing all of these things out by school, I'm feeling like, for the sake of keeping it simple, what we should probably do is... Oh no, that wouldn't necessarily work. Because what I was thinking is, basically combine animate and arise. Hello, Riley.
I mean,
Good to see ya.
it's not out of the question to just have it be animate and it being under two different schools, and you could just select which school you're using. Which, I mean, that's a road we could take. I just made them different because technically they function differently. Arise requires that you have a corpse, for instance. You're not just creating something. That would be conjuration. Animate requires that you have something that you're going to animate.
Ideally with parts to actually animate.
Ideally, yes. I mean, you know, old school like Pathfinder and D&D, you can animate random objects. You want that lamp with a shade to be animated? Sure, it's animated. It's all bendy and
yes.
rubber hose cartoon. But
the animated fire poker.
The what?
So, years and years ago, the 3.5 days, I had an adventure called Something's Cooking. And it was one of those adventure module things. You could just easily slot it into basically any campaign. And the idea of it is the townsfolk nearby are complaining about weird smells coming from this cottage, and the cottage is owned by a very high-level wizard, like 9th level or something, and her husband, who is a chef. And they decided to try and make a pizza golem. Technically it was more of a calzone golem, but it went horribly wrong. And so you go in to investigate and, deal with the problem. The party goes in. But you're going into the house of a wizard. Of course they're going to have things that are, animated objects. Why are they going to bother poking the fire themselves when they could just animate the fire poker to do it for them? Or the drawstring to the curtains, the books and such. Oh,
that's first, by the way.
That first room was so much fun.
That's so devious. The drawstring of the curtains.
Oh yeah, it tried to strangle any players that got too close.
Timely reappearance. The dungeon awaits.
Because everything went haywire with the golem.
Azure Dragonblade 7 just resubscribed for 5 months.
Hey Azure, thank you for that resub and your 5 months of support. Thank you. So, one of the players specifically described themselves as standing in front of the fireplace looking out at the room. Well, there was a particular orifice that was just primed and waiting for that fire poker when it rolled a crit on its sneak attack.
Did they survive?
Barely.
Well, as long as they didn't have an awakening of some description, I think everything is fine.
Yeah. I always enjoyed putting a new party through that adventure.
The calzone golem sounds tasty, though. Would consume.
Oh, the calzone golem was great. And like I said, they called it a pizza golem, but the way it's described and some of its effects Like, you slash it and it splashes hot, very, very hot sauce on you, so you take fire damage. So it sounds a lot more like it is an enclosed thing rather than a, just open face pizza.
A floppy, flat 2D pizza man.
But yeah, it's just a short little one-shot adventure that was just so much fun. And I do very much enjoy animated objects. By the way, Ren, if you're still listening, wipe that from your mind.
Ah, yes, of course. You need to put Ren through things, too.
Oh, but of course. What do you mean, too bad it requires Discord, Riley?
What? Scar doesn't require Discord. You can find the document via Discord, yes, but you don't need Discord to play Scar.
And you also already have Discord, so... Don't worry about it, Ren.
Yeah, Ren, just be good and sit there and behave.
Ah, no, I did not realize you deleted your Discord.
Oh.
Why? Either way, like... It is available on itch.io. We also have, I think that's the right link. Yes.
I believe so. Also, pardon me while I vexate Ren.
Oh, go for it.
A new subscriber arrives. It fills you with determination.
Merle_2009 just resubscribed for 31 months.
Merle, thank you so much for that resub and your 31 months of support. Thank you. And we apparently have a hype train now.
Whew. Don't worry, Ren.
Well,
When Hyro inevitably collapses from the vexation, Partition will carry them off.
thank you for the biddies, Azure.
Azure Dragon Blade 7 Jade with 100 eggy bitties. Choo choo.
Oh, God.
Oh! 150 eggy bitties. Razim Preet GIF.
I love the dice. But that particular sound, oh, God. Thank you for the biddies, I know. But yeah, Riley, I mean, if you're wanting to join one of our campaigns, yes, that is going to require Discord because, well, how are you gonna play if you're not able to talk to us, you know? And unfortunately, Discord's kind of the only real option out there for that. Well, that's up to you.
Joke.
Thank you for the biddies, Ren. And the more biddies.
Hello,
Oh, Key!
Commander. In response to your request, we have sent back
Thank
up. Good
you
luck,
for the
Commander.
gift
We are
subs.
forever in your debt.
I had to level up the hype train.
Well, thank you. Hey there, Carrie Wise. Well, you did more than level it up. You skipped a level.
Insert evil laughter. Ow.
Sorry. Oh, Spaz, thank you for the biddies.
Yeti cheered with 1,000 eggy bitties. Chaos is also beautiful.
Joke.
I mean, I don't understand, Riley. If there's specific people causing problems, block them and move on. I can't say I understand why you delete Discord when... if there's just, you know, people causing problems, but... I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to just make a new one.
Well, whatever reasons they have are theirs.
Yeah. Doesn't make that much of a difference to me what reasons you have. It's your choice. I'm just also not going to understand it.
We have become the distracted.
We have, but there's also a hype train, so you know.
Well, since you're Asher right now, I really am imagining me just picking up Asher off the chair and bringing you back over to the documents.
But evil stuff.
Evil stuff is not gonna go away, Asher.
Fine. Alright, so... yeah, I am debating if we want... I guess what we could do is combine the similar effects and just say that when you purchase it, you have to specify which school you're purchasing it for. That way we don't have literally just copy-pasted Arise and Animate and who knows what else we come up with along those lines.
Ducks underscore all underscore around tipped $10. Quack.
Ducks, thank you for that tip. Thank you so much. It's, tips are actually very appreciated. Kinda woke up to a lot of financial issues this morning. So, trying to figure those out. But thank you so much for the support. Yes, outside of my the tabletop games, Azure, most of the tip goals are going to be for Wild Traditions. Mostly, simply because...
Truly, this
Oh,
is
thank you,
the
Key.
dankest dungeon.
Casares tipped $5.
Thank you so much. And thank you all for the hype train. You got level 2 completed. Thank you for the 7 gifts, or 7 subscriptions slash gift subs. It always says 7 sub gifts, but it's like, well, no, the 2 that started this were just resubs. But either way, thank you for the subs, and thank you for the 1,431 bits. And thank you for that tip, Ido.
Ido Things tipped $10. Razim coins Razim loves.
But yeah, as I was saying, outside of tabletop-specific tip goals, most of my tip goals going forward are going to be for Wild Traditions because, well, I run it, and I want to at least give you guys something back for your support outside of the specific tabletop games. And so that's why I want to go with the route of coming up with Wild Traditions ones. But yeah. So now that this stuff is... Now that the hype train stuff is over, let's get back to work here. Yeah, I'm thinking that would be the best way to go about it. Like you're writing there, see?
Yep. No, that's not what I want.
A
Oh,
resplendent
Azure, thank you.
Azure Dragonblade 7 tipped $50. Razim
Oh
loves.
my goodness.
Thank you so much for that, Azure. Tux, you already had your hunter fix? Really, Ido? By the way, for those that haven't seen it, there's a new button down underneath the description, or down underneath the channel, for crowd control now.
Do we want to keep Puppeteer separate because it specifically allows you to command active undead, as in it doesn't have to be yours?
I'm good with that staying by itself. Honestly, a lot of these, I think... What we'll probably do is list them all in order. And this way, if it falls under multiple schools, we just simply put in the description of the trait. This falls under this school, and this school, and you just pick which variety you're purchasing. So you will have to purchase the animate separate for necromancy and automancy.
If you want to have an undead television set following you around, you're gonna have to work for it.
That definitely sounds like something I could see a tabletop game trying to pull off. Get an animated couch, animated TV. Everybody just sits on the couch for traveling and watches TV.
Oh, even better. Make it like an anglerfish, where there's like a
Dude.
cable or something that makes it hang the TV out. That way you're not animating two things at once.
Ah, yes, of course.
I'm just gonna mark ones that are still in the their own thing right now, just with MST at the end, to mark that we've moved them to multi-school.
Sounds good. And that way we can still have them organized by school, but then just, you know, the multi-school is separate as well. I like that. So yeah, back on track here. Decay. Afflict rapid decay on target. Well, there's no actual damage associated with it.
There is not.
I'm feeling like this might be something that we move to generalist and maybe put it under blight or something. Well, it's not meant to be blight.
We might need to come back to this one.
I think so. We'll just do this for now. Sap life, drain life from target. That does feel like a generalist one. Because we do have life drain as a baseline thing. Well, no, we can keep it here. We'll keep it under necromancy, actually. But yeah, it'll function similar to the life drain on the move side.
Yeah. And upgrades just make it stronger? Or let... Oh! Maybe upgrades should allow you to get more of the power's worth in health back. As restorative.
Let me take a look at how we currently have it working. As I scroll right past it. Draining over time, it heals you for 50% of the damage caused each turn.
So for sap life, it could probably start with, because it's not a, it's not draining over time, it's just a one and done. So maybe it starts at 1/4, minimum 1, then half, and 75%, and then full?
I will say we also have lifesteal, which is 50% of the damage caused. It is just a one and done thing.
Ah, yes.
That...
Unless this would be a spell that, a spell trait that doesn't upgrade too many times.
You know, we could have that. Yeah, this one just doesn't have upgrades. So we'll just do no upgrades. It is simply, here you go, it's lifesteal. Which I think we'll go ahead and just
call it lifesteal.
yeah. Simplicity, keep it the same across the board.
Yep, ubiquitous terms.
Hi, Vari!
Vari, hi Vari.
Repose, safeguard corpses from becoming undead. I mean, upgrades just... We
Make
can
it
also...
harder.
We can also have it another part of this where they don't decay, and otherwise it'll prevent, like, you know, animate one with just one to purchase.
Yeah.
From becoming undead and decaying. Upgrades prevent higher animate levels. I.e. propose 1 prevents animate 1.
Yep. And if it helps prevent decaying, that would also offer resistance to decay or rot, depending on what we do with rot when we get to it.
We have not discussed any heal over time stuff yet, no.
No, we have not. In fact, I didn't really have much in the way of healing trait proposals and spells, unfortunately. Most of those are down in blood?
Blood feels good.
Yeah. I did try to come up with something for necromancy for healing, because cycle of life and death, but nothing good came out of my brain.
For resurrection, I would say just no upgrades on it.
Either no upgrades, or upgrades would allow you to imbue a soul into bodies that have been dead longer? But that's one of those nebulous things, like how resurrection is supposed to work in, like, D&D and Pathfinder, where if somebody's been dead for more than a year, you need something stronger.
Yes, Fari. This Thursday is when we'll get into the, proper dev session. This one is, focused on the magic stuff. I'm not sure I'm too worried about how long the corpse has been dead.
I think at the moment I agree. It doesn't really need any upgrades. There isn't much we can really upgrade it with.
Well, we could do, at Resurrection 3, you could attempt to force a unwilling soul back into a body.
But what happens at Resurrection 2?
Nothing. It feels bad to, you know, go to 2 and just not get anything with it.
Suggestion.
Sure.
Resurrection 1, it has to be their body. Resurrection 2, it has to be a body. And Resurrection 3, it can be unwilling in a body.
I like that.
Because, look, if Tanya wants to torture people by resurrecting them in a terrible necrographed monstrosity, they should be able to do that.
There. How's that sound?
That sounds good to me.
Alright. Rot. Inflict virulent rot upon target. Deflesh corpses. I will be honest, I'm a little uncertain how it differs from decay.
Rot was something I came up with later. Decay was the thing I came up with first. Rot is intended to be used on like actual usually living targets. Decay is something that you could afflict on, say, an object.
Okay.
And the other thing with rot is it could just be a way to inflict like a form of, I guess, poison or disease as opposed to blight. But that's a bit nebulous at this stage.
Though I will say the deflesh corpses feels like that falls under decay more. Oh no, Frost. Good luck.
Oh no. I have had a chicken Kiev explode butter sauce all over a keyboard, so I understand. Rod is one of those that I'm not opposed to us axing and then just giving deflesh corpses to decay.
Yeah, I think that might be the better option. Let's go that route. Now this ossify. Whew, boy.
Ah, yes. The first of my crazy ideas.
I'm thinking that is one that is going to go to the multi-school.
I'm okay with that because it feels like something that could be in blood.
Well, I wasn't thinking blood, but like flesh to stone.
Ah. What would we call it then? Or is ossify fine? Ossify specifically refers to the process of, like, something being turned into bone.
I'd say flesh modification.
Okay. Convert flesh to hardier material?
I'm okay with other material. Because it may not always be hardier. Because another thing I was thinking is flesh to water.
Yeah, that was one of my first other thoughts. It's like, well, if we do other material, you could just be liquid.
Exactly.
I think the main thing for it would be you're trading something for something else to modify.
Yeah. So for schools, that would fall under... Obviously, you have necromancy.
Blood and enhancement?
I would say necromancy, automancy, and I think elementalism.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A new subscriber. Come, steel yourself. We are building an army.
Kenku just resubscribed for 26 months. Derp sub.
Kenku, thank you so much for that resub and your 26 months of support. Oh, wait. I guess alteration would probably be the one for it. Instead of... Yeah, alteration would be the one instead of elemental.
No, yeah, you're right. In fact, alteration would be the primary one out of those three.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we should just go ahead and put it under alteration, period. Instead of multi-school, because that is literally, you know... We literally wrote it into the explanation for alteration.
Yep, hang on.
Though we will specify that it has to be a... that it has to be a... like, each time you purchase it, you pick a different material. Kind of thing. So you can't just purchase it once and... Well, I feel like turning you into bone today.
Okie dokie. That has been modified.
Alright, and we'll go down to that later. Automancy! We already got the movement there. Yeah, that works.
It's basically Puppeteer, but you're doing it beforehand. You are programming it. The reason that I didn't combine it with Hijack is because, at least trope-wise, automata are not usually things that you just end up giving new orders to. You hijack ones that are already active and turn them to your own ends.
Yeah. I like the idea of function and the hijack. Those are all good. Yeah, the advantage of a automaton is it's harder for it to be hijacked. Necromancy, you know, just spell, poof, the control has been wrested, but meanwhile an automaton, well, they gotta basically destroy the thing before they can change its commands. But on the flip side, you also can't just snap of a finger change its commands either.
Yep. The creator would have to program it again. And it's not like you can just do that on the fly.
Yes, yes, they are Vari. I think that's probably good for Automancy right now. Like, for function, it would be a matter of... Well, we can go and write it down right now. Upgrades allow more... Allow higher XP moves.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because the way I figure it with function is all automata and golems, mechs, what have you, they all have things that they can do. So if you want it to do more than just move around and be able to do basic tasks, depending on what you built, you need to imbue it with functions. If you want a headless horse that breathes fire, you need to pay for it.
Exactly. Oh. Yeah, I'm good with hijack being, you gotta put that as, you know, to take control of it. Yeah, that being separate is good. I would need to overcome the original programming, level. Alright, elementalism. Grant that affinity to a spell. That is good. I would say no upgrades on that.
I don't think there needs to be upgrades on that. It's almost generalist, if not for the fact of how affinities work. Alter affinity might be multi-school in that it could also be under alteration, I suppose.
Well, what do we got for alteration so far?
Not a whole lot. It's one of the ones I had trouble with. It currently has sculpt, scale guard, ocular, and now flesh modification.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I mean, polymorph's gonna fall under there.
Yeah.
We're into transformation here. We cannot have it without. We cannot have you know. We can't have a system without polymorph. Just can't. You are now sheep.
Bah.
But I think I like the idea of
Joke.
the alter affinity being moved to alteration. That is fair, Frost. That's fair. It's got a very big head, so it struggles to stay upright, Carrie.
They activated bobblehead mode.
No, the duck. The head
I
is
know.
bigger than the body. Cluster burst. Where were you putting the... shapes are under kinetics.
Kinetics was easy.
Yeah, definitely. Hello.
A sacrifice
I approve.
for the Marten.
Rex has brought me a treat.
Mary
treat?
Marten.
Deviled egg potato salad. And a very big bin of it.
Large.
3 pounds of it.
Thank
That I
you
will
for feeding the
totally-
Marten Rex.
I will definitely not eat right now, all of it.
He says, lying. You know, like a liar.
Definitely won't be gone tonight. There'll be some for
He's-
tomorrow. Totally.
Totally.
he says, continuing to lie with the best boy right there.
You would put Rex above paint?
What? I have a quick question for you.
Is Rex not your best boy?
Oh, he is my best boy. Well, no, he's a good boy, but he's not best, because I have a lot of good boys.
There you go. Not a competition.
But if it were a competition, Rex might be winning right now, because I haven't had any deviled egg potato salad brought to me by Ren yet.
I'm competitive. Don't do that. That's not a competition.
I'll be right
Very
back.
well. Ren, we know you're right there. We have to tease. Fine. I guess I'll just have Partition vexate you again and carry you off. What's with that reaction, Ren? Don't you want to be carried off by a hunky Renamon dude? You know he has a nickname, right? Do you know what nickname Partition has? Party. Because he'd love to party with you.
Ren, why don't you just get in voice?
Duke.
Ren, did he not just offer for you to join voice? Do you not wish to join voice? Well, I suppose with all this quiet, I shall throw away some trash and return quickly.
Of course, that's when I join voice. Hello, everyone. Hi, Master. Hi, Key. Whenever you get back.
I see you took a prime opportunity to join when I was away.
It's not like I did it on purpose.
Okay, I am back.
Master.
Man, this whole thing is difficult.
I'm sorry.
An earnest disciple.
Idaho's Dark Knight, thank you for that follow. Welcome. And I don't know why you're apologizing, Key.
I can rescind the apology if you like.
Alright, so... Cluster Burst. I don't know about that one altogether. 'Cause-
Elementalism is another one I had issues with.
Yeah. Because, like... That is something that definitely falls under... It's something that basically they can do with kinetics by combining the traits there.
Okie dokie. It was just one of those things where brain went, elemental power, sheer force, explosions, many explosions, yes.
Um... Actually, a lot of these are just kind of a... Most of these look are like upheaval. That is just a flavor thing.
I mean, if it creates difficult terrain.
Well, fair on that one.
There's something similar down in Entropist, but that's its own thing.
Yeah.
You have returned.
Lightning Dragon 10065 just resubscribed for 58 months.
And there's the actual resub. Thank you for that resub, Lightning.
Joke.
I'm just trying to think of what we can... We'll come back to elementalism.
Aww.
What?
Thanks, Master. It sounds like you're stressing this one out.
Yeah.
Elementalism is hard. We can just leave that for later.
So conjuration. Okay, so... The... From afar part, I do like the calling. I like a lot of these. The lasting part here, duration and distance are all handled elsewhere.
That's fair. Manifest was the last one I added anyway.
Yeah, generalist is probably where those would fall.
Which one?
Well, actually, let's just get rid of generalist altogether. We can put power under elementalist. I mean, I know it fits in multiple, but At least we can fill it out a bit more with that. And for range, I would say, yeah, we just get rid of generalist altogether.
Okay.
We can put traits for that somewhere. We will find a place to make it fit. Frost Husky, that would be under Automancy. And probably Conjuration. And Runics. We are not going to specifically make a school of magic for magical plushes. No. But if you want to make magical plushes, we've got, you know, other stuff that you can do with that.
There are ways to make it happen.
These are meant to be... The idea behind all of our stuff is meant to be a... Here, have a Lego. Have a box of Legos. What's up, Lightning? Not sure what you're referring to, Lightning, but, yeah, you've got a box of Legos. You know, that little red brick, it's just a brick by itself. But if you take all of those bricks and put them together, suddenly you have yourself a little Lego teddy bear, you know? That's kind of the idea here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Lightning. I've got quite a bit of variety with who's done, you know, the different artists that have done my different TF talkies. I've been enjoying getting them from multiple different artists. But yeah, I'm trying to think of where range itself would best fit. I guess kinetics, but I don't know if I want to put more under kinetics. No, thaumaturgy is not going to animate a Lego construct. That is where you get automancy.
Speaking of thaumaturgy, why don't we put range there?
You know, I like that. That works. We literally have divination, yes. We have a school akin to divination called divination. Divination.
We have
there
a
we go.
school akin to divination called divination. With all of those letters, yes.
Man, my tongue really did not want to say that. We are being very specific with a lot of these schools, Vari. Divination is related to the future and the truth.
Accuracy could be under divination.
Why would that be?
Do you not want your prophecy to be accurate?
Oh, good point.
While I definitely agree, part of me wants to put it under elementalism just to have it have more.
That's fair. But does it fit under elementalism?
No, it is probably better under divination. Actually, no, I think it might be better under thaumaturgy. Because, after all, thaumaturgy is for drawing connections between things. And, well, you're kind of trying to draw your spell between your hand, or mouth, or whatever, and your target. The heck? I'm gonna have to get up early tomorrow.
No.
Oh.
I gotta go get more vape juice. I am running so low.
Aww.
Oops.
Don't go breaking it.
I didn't break anything, I just knocked over a pill bottle. So yeah, I do like calling and conjure being two separate things. That way we can be like, well, yeah, calling, you're just pulling it from somewhere. Binding can... With calling, we can have it be where you know where it is. Or you need to know where it is. But if you bind it, then you can just summon it even if it's moved somewhere else.
Yep. That was the thought process I had. Using binding, you don't necessarily need to know where something is, or it might not even necessarily care how far away it is.
Yeah. Conjure, summoning it from nothing. It'll be more expensive. Arsenal.
Arsenal's a weird one. There's a reason I have the whole animate weapon thing in question mark. It's like, do you just summon an animate weapon? But that could also just fall under calling or conjure.
Yeah, it feels like it should probably just be under one of those two instead. And then, of course, upgrades for these are bigger or stronger items. Because, you know, calling one wouldn't necessarily let you bring over a building, but maybe calling 5 would if you bound it. You know, that sort of thing.
Do we want any upgrades for binding?
I would say upgrades for it would be... It would start only objects. So, like, only objects for, like, objects that can be, summoned, that can be summoned into, like, your hand or something. It starts with just, oh no, my brain really does not want to work today. Ugh!
Hugs, master. Like you're trying to form words, but it can't come out.
Yeah, it's just got such a scramble of ideas here. It allows you to bind creatures, I would say, starting at 3, and objects, just bigger objects. And then at 5, I would say you can bind an unwilling target. That's my thoughts on this. What do you think?
That would make sense, having the max level be an unwilling target, because, well, you know all the tropes about summoning things. Not every creature likes it. What do we want for 4?
Well, 4 will just be the generic, you know, bigger. You know, how it's just continuing to get bigger or stronger creature, etc., etc. Oh, crap. That is a mess I'll deal with later.
Okay, doke.
I do really like the whole pocket space.
Upgrades allow you to store more larger objects.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Vari, if you're there, it's what tofu does.
We will come back to duplicate.
Okie doke.
I don't know if that's really needed. Considering it kind of falls under conjure and such already. I suppose it could be a weaker version of conjure.
That's basically what I figured. It requires you to actually be able to see whatever you're duplicating.
Oh yeah, we can keep it then.
The other limitation is it's a copy of something. So it's not like you're just calling a thing that you know exists or that you've marked. It's a duplicate of something that's already existing.
Well, at upgrade 3, we could allow them to create it from memory. And then it'll be a weaker version up until 3. Or up until 5. 5 is where it will be the same power or fully intact duplicate.
I'm just giving it the temporary power percentages just because that seems fair.
Yeah, that works. For runic. For catalyst rune, upgrade is simple. More triggers. Because, you know, by default, it could be just one trigger of, you know, somebody walks over it. And it goes off.
E.
Enduring, all time-related stuff goes under chronomancy. Same with the permanence. And you also have duration here as well.
I was a fool.
Yeah, everything to do with duration goes under, or how long a spell lasts, goes under, chronomancy.
Yeah, I already had a spell effects endure longer thing under chronomancy, so. I think the reason I put it under runic is because, like, permanent spell runes, basically like inscribing the spell in something to make it permanent. But you are right, that should be under time.
I'm feeling like a lot of these, while very good, we're gonna say that things that are applying a rune, while, you know, chronomancy is generally with time, you could use chronomancy with a rune in order for the rune to be able to trigger multiple times. But by default, while yes, the rune is permanent, it'll only trigger once. By default. So it'll sit there and wait for somebody to pass over it for as long as it takes. But for it to be able to trigger multiple times, that's where chronomancy comes in. That said, I think a lot of these other ones will be cheaper on, you know, XP cost. But I do like the idea of, alright, you gotta cast the Catalyst rune, and it needs to be upgraded enough so that way you can add in Proximity, IFF, Watcher, Listener, etc. So yeah, I like that.
I could see someone making an argument for having IFF on a non-rune spell, if only to be very clever and use it to create a spell with an area of effect that will only affect friend or foe. So out of all the triggers, IFF would probably be the more expensive of them.
I agree. Because, like, a lot of these, there is definitely difficulty in figuring out, under runes at least, how you could combine some of these with other spells, which is one of the problems with some of this. Because we want to make sure that every trait is standalone and can be used with something else. Like, even animate, I can see how it could be used with such as affinity type under elementalism. By default they are necrotic type probably, but you cast elementalism, or you put that type in there, now you've got a fire zombie instead. The necrotic...
Oh, sorry.
With that, we'll probably have, like, the necrotic type able to be removed by using the necrotic type under elementalism. It would still be undead, but it would no longer have the undead weaknesses.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah. Well, in this system, I'm not certain about having, creature types like abomination, undead, beast, etc. Because we already have types. We've got the necrotic, fire, electric, wind, etc., etc. So it's kind of like we could come up with specific creature types like undead and so on, and then they all have their universal weaknesses based on that type. But do we really need to? And undead is necrotic.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
Yep.
No, I suppose there are other traits actually that would come with it. Undead, like, they don't need to breathe.
Well, yeah, it's why for, in Slumber What Shadows Lurk, I had that whole little notepad document about the undead for things. I will say that, you could definitely utilize several of the trigger traits on other things. For example, you could probably put proximity on a door to cause it to open whenever someone is within a certain proximity of it. You could put Watcher on, like, something that you've conjured or animated, or Listener on something that you've conjured or animated, so that it has the ability to, if it wouldn't normally, per se, like, react on that spectrum.
That is fair. The proximity one, I'm not so sure about, but I do like that idea of, watcher, listener. It's like, okay, I've built an automaton, now this is how it sees and hears. Well, maybe not. That might make it more complex than we want it to be.
I would say, like, normally animating those things, they would probably have basic senses, but if you're programming something really complex, you might want to use some of these triggers in that programming.
True, true.
In fact, you might be able to use these triggers in programming how they would utilize certain functions. That would be like higher level things. Of course, Furry thinks proximity fireball is fun.
There. New trait for Runic. Ritual Circle.
Perfect.
Because, like,
Create
some of
rituals.
these, like, an automaton, you might need multiple castings of different spells to go to put it together.
Yeah, you could piecemeal it, but that would take a while.
Well, also, in some cases, like, you gotta wait until everything's put together, all together. Oh, it might have... Yeah, we were having some internet problems. Sorry, everybody.
Okay, so it wasn't just me.
Okay, I thought it was me.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, we do have, it's currently -2 outside, and I think it's still actively snowing.
Oh, yeah, that would probably help with that. I would say.
I'm not sure help is the term you want to use.
I mean,
Cause it, yes, that would be a term, but I'm not sure it's helpful.
Oh dear, I have a weird idea.
we're listening.
Epitaph, a trigger for when a creature is downed or slain.
I would say, change it to,
Incapacitated.
no. Basically, creature status trigger? Something more generalized, so that way you can put in, okay, they have taken a lot of damage. Boof, here's a heal. Or you could set it to, oh, they've been affected by a condition. Poof, here's your condition has been cleansed, etc., etc.
Fair enough. It also keeps us from having like 3 different traits when we could just have one.
Precisely.
I think I have one more School of Magic in me, and then I'll need to stop and do dinner and spend time with me.
That's fair. I am thinking that none of these really have upgrades except for the first one.
I agree. These are bits and pieces that fit together with other things. They don't need to be made better by themselves.
For kinetics, give the spell an area shape. I do like the shape idea. For upgrades, it would probably be a simple, it's bigger. I'm trying to think of how you can make a spell faster or slower.
Well, say a spell does something over time. Accelerate would cause it to do that thing faster.
Fair, fair. So basically, you, I mean, if you're putting a damage over time thing on it, it would probably be and just kind of automatically damage over time, like you're intentionally making it do this.
We can just make it target. It doesn't have to be spell target.
Yeah, it might be, let's just do target on those. That would probably be the easier thing. I think in terms of making them faster or slower, it would be bonus action, one less action, respectively. And I don't think we'll have upgrades on those. Oh, I was thinking standard action, but...
Ah, okay, you said bonus.
Oh, I meant bonus action as in, you know, an extra action.
Ah, okay. Right, because it's not called bonus action.
No, it is called bonus action.
Oh.
That was my bad. Give spell ability to target specific spaces. Yeah, that works. More, upgrades are just a simple, more spaces.
Be right back real quick.
No.
Can I BRB master?
Nope, you have to stay here in my lap getting pets all night.
mean, I love that, Master, but I need to use the restroom, please.
Fine.
I'll be back. I'll be back quick. I promise.
So, I will definitely say jumping. No. We were very clear we do not want to allow jumping of AoE spells. As much fun as it might be, that gets overpowered fast.
That's fair. I was trying to think of something that wasn't chaining, because chaining is underneath thaumaturgy.
Well, chaining is under selection exclusion as well.
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
So there's a difference between being able to select specific spaces and having a spell chain from one target to the next.
Oh, so basing it on where the target is as opposed to where you are. Like the first target.
Yes.
Okay. Because, yeah, that's fair. And actually, that might be something we want to put into moves as a whole, period. Because while, yes, technically additional targets is basically the same as chaining, or, you know, just choosing multiple targets or whatnot, but chaining is actually, yeah, that makes more sense. I don't think we're going to have things where they get weaker from one target to the next to the next. Instead, we'll just do it a simple... Yeah, it is based on where that target is. So you've got 30 feet range. You hit one enemy. They are at 20 feet away. Then you target another enemy that's 30 feet from them, but 50 feet from you.
Ta-da! Extra range.
I like it.
Yay! And I'm back.
Welcome back. Did it all come out all right?
Yes, it did, Master.
Good, glad to
Question
hear.
mark.
Raijin! Mwah.
Hi, Raijin.
Hello, Regin.
Okay, drifting. Causes it to drift off course?
I'm doing the wavy hand thing. This is another one I was iffy on.
Okay, I could see a use for it with a counterspell thing, but,
I think if we kept it, it would need work.
yeah. We can highlight it the yellow, yeah. Angular, I really like that one. Let's just go ahead and add in such as around corners. Somewhere in there. Because I like that idea. Must know where target is.
Did we want it to have upgrades that allow it to make more turns?
Yes. Each upgrade allows another turn. Up to 90 degrees. I really like the idea of momentum.
Momentum is this fun idea. It's just hard to quantify sometimes.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the... It's like if we were doing this for, like, D&D, it'd be simple. It's just, okay, so this spell does X, Y, and Z. Good. Next. Okay, that spell does Y, B, and F. Next. But whereas we are coming up with a list of effects, it's like... So, it is so much harder because we can't... It's harder to balance things. It's like,
Yep.
this is so much fun for the player to enjoy and mess around with. But it's also like, we gotta figure out how to balance it.
Yep. I'm highlighting it right now because this feels like a trait we're gonna need, like, Tal for.
Yeah. I definitely understand why no other system has, or at least no other system that I've seen, has gone the route we have with Scar. Because, good God, some of this can be a nightmare to actually figure out and quantify. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's all going to be worth it. I hope.
It's worth it.
Like, I was waiting for, like, is he gonna end it the way I think he is?
How dare you try and predict my actions, Ren? Exactly, Zolet. It's the entire system being this Lego block system. It's like, it's hard to balance these things because in one situation it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense, that works. And then later on we find out, oh, this person used it with that for this horrifying, oh god, that was unintended. Oh no. But that's also why we are very particular about, yes, these have to be approved by your storyteller, and they can take back their approval at any time. Hi, Rajan. Mwah.
Oh, God.
What's wrong?
EP.
Oh, that's fair, that's fair.
Master, may I snuggle Ryan?
No.
Okay. Snuggles Master.
You have snuggled him enough, he is mine to snuggle now.
Yes, Master.
As for Aura... I like it. And it'll probably use the same rules as feet auras.
I would assume so.
Where's the thing I'm looking for? Range bands, there it is. So yeah, by... Oh, I think I might need to update that wording, but... Anyways, oh, hi, Mattio.
Hey, Mario.
So I would say at default for the aura one, we either just don't have it upgrade at all. Well, yeah, we're just gonna do no upgrades on it. Make it simple.
No upgrade to aura?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Simple enough.
And then, of course, under kinetics, we can also have, you know, short, medium, and long range bands. Oh, wait, no, that goes under...
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah. Derp.
Which we may need to get to another time.
Yes. Yeah, I think my brain is, done as well. I don't know why my brain just wasn't with it, like normal today.
Because we started this with no direction, and then we forced there to be a direction.
Yeah, that's probably it.
That's very true. That is so very true.
And yes, you are cute, Matteo.
Well, I must away. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining, and that awesome work on that list as well. On my end of things, everybody, thank you so much for joining us so far on the stream today. That was DevTales. We're going to switch over to an actual game here now. But for now, check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, commissioning one of the artists that I manage for, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or subscribing to us on Streamloots as well as YouTube. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye.